Today we will discuss that chemical classification of matter. So first, matter classified into two parts, that pure substance and impure substance. Again, pure substance, two type, element, compound. Element again classified into four types: metal, non-metal, metalloid, noble gas. And compound classified into that inorganic compound and organic compound. And that impure substance, that is mainly mixture, it is divided into two types, that homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So in that way we can classify matter. So next we will start with that pure substance. So what are the characteristics of pure substance? Now it is homogeneous, it made up only one kind of particle and it has a definite set of property. Now what are the pure substance? Now different that metal, that silver, gold, okay, different compound, water. So all these are pure substance. They have definite set of property. Next, that pure substance into element and compound. So what is element? Now it cannot be break into more simple particle. That element cannot break into more simpler particle and it has a definite set of property. Now element, there are four types of element. First one, metal. Now we have to remember that different characteristics of metal. First one, now it is good conductor of electricity. Second, high melting point. Third one, it is malleable. Malleable means we can easily that beaten into sheet, that is malleable. It is ductile, we can easily drawn it into wire. Now metal are sonorous, that means when we strike metal it generate sound, it is sonorous. Metal has that lustrous, it is lustrous. So these are the property of metal. Now you have to remember all the exception. Another one that characteristic is metal generally solid. So what are the exception? First one, that liquid metal. Now mercury. Mercury is a liquid metal. And gallium, when we take a block of gallium in our palm, it melt. That means gallium melt at body temperature, because body temperature is little bit more than room temperature. So that mercury, it is liquid at room temperature. Gallium, it converts into liquid at body temperature, that when we hold a block of gallium, it melt in our palm. Next one, generally metal are hard. What are the example of soft metal? Na, potassium and sodium. You can easily cut this metal by knife. Next exception, now poor conductor of electricity. Now tungsten, although it is metal, it is poor conductor of electricity. That's why we use it in filament bulb. Nowadays we are using LED, that light emitting diode, that bulb. But previously we used that filament bulb, that filament made of that tungsten. Now zinc is non-malleable, non-ductile. That means we cannot drawn into wire and we cannot make it sheet, that zinc. So these are the exception. Now non-metal, all that opposite property of metal, that means generally non-metal, that soft, it present in liquid and gaseous state. Now it does not conduct electricity, it does not have that lustrous shiny property. So these are the characteristics of non-metal. Now in this case also we have to remember the exception. Exception are more important for exam. So first exception, liquid non-metal. See, bromine. Bromine is a liquid non-metal. Solid non-metal, iodine, phosphorus, sulfur, solid non-metal. Non-metal having metallic lusters, iodine, graphite, although they are non-metal, they have that luster, shiny property. Next, graphite, although it is non-metal, good conductor of electricity. Next one, metalloid, now element which both have the property of metal and non-metal. Example, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, germanium, all these are metalloid. Noble gas, now all that group 18 element, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, these are noble gas. The main characteristics of noble gas, now they are unreactive. Why they are unreactive? Now they contain 8 electron in their outermost shell, stable electronic configuration, except that helium. Helium has duplet stability, it contains 2 electron in their outermost shell. So noble gas are inert in nature. Next, compound. Now it is a pure substance which made up of 2 or more elements chemically combined in fixed ratio. These 2 points is important. They are chemically combined and they combined in a fixed ratio by weight. And we cannot separate the component of compound by physical method. Only by chemical method we can separate the constituent of a compound. And it has a definite set of property. Compound, as it is pure substance, it has a definite set of property. Next, based on the source, there are 2 types of compound, inorganic and organic. In case of organic, that sources us that nature, that means animal or plants, that is organic compound. Okay, methane, ethane, that ethanol, all that alcohol, all these are organic compound. Glucose, that sucrose, that sugar, all these are organic compound. Now inorganic compound, that we derive from that minerals, different inorganic compound we derive from that minerals. Okay, that water, okay, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, all these are inorganic compound. Different types of salt, inorganic compound. Next, that mixture. Now compare that compound and mixture. In compound, constituting element combine in fixed ratio, but in mixture it is combination of element as well as compound. In case of compound, only element combine. In case of mixture, element as well as different compound. In case of compound, fixed ratio. In case of mixture, any ratio. In case of compound, chemically combined. In case of mixture, mechanically combined. In case of compound, we can only separate the constituent by chemical method. In case of mixture, we separate the constituent by physical method. Always compare, okay, then you can easily remember that. Now there are 2 types of mixture, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous mixture, that constituent are uniformly distributed throughout the mixture and composition also remains same throughout the mixture. If we dissolve 1 spoon of sugar in that 1 glass of water, then it is a homogeneous mixture. Why? Now if we take that solution from any part of that glass, its sweets same, okay, that means sugar uniformly mixed throughout the water. So uniform distribution and composition also uniform, that is characteristics of homogeneous mixture. Now heterogeneous, ununiformly mixed, and that composition also differ. Example, sand water or muddy water. Now if we take that muddy water, what happened? As we move down, that particle amount is more, okay, that solution become more thicker. So composition throughout the glass is not same. So that muddy water, that is example of heterogeneous mixture.